Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm still alive, and in today's video I wanted to do a witchy Easter inspired wreath with these items here, and I also have a wreath that I spray painted black as well that we're going to be using. I spray painted it black, but that was a total waste of my time, and that's because I covered the entire thing in moss. But the original idea was to cover half of the wreath with moss and then leave the other half alone. But I kind of wanted to cover more of it, so I asked my sister if I should, and she said yes. Go crazy and put moss all over it, so that's what I did. Anyways, I'm way behind. I purchased this bunny at Hobby Lobby. It was originally $9.99, but it was 40% off, and I chose this bunny specifically because it's very lightweight. And then I purchased some black ribbon because I want to replace the ribbon around the bunny's neck with some black ribbon. And then I found this cauldron and these carrots. These carrots were again from Hobby Lobby, $6.49, 40% off. Back to the cauldron. This cauldron I got a couple of Halloween seasons ago. It used to be a candle. I drilled a little hole in the bottom of the cauldron to thread a floral wire through, I couldn't think of what I was trying to say. Thread a floral wire through the hole and wrap it around the wreath just for some extra security on top of hot gluing and super gluing it. So my idea originally for this wreath was to put a haunted house from Target in the middle of the wreath and then attaching the bunny, but there was just not enough room for it. And I don't know if you guys do this, but I like to give my sister hauls of things that I buy, or if I'm cleaning the house, it holds me accountable when I'm like, I have to do this and this and this. We do this to each other all the time. Anyways, I was talking to her and doing a little haul of the things that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I have this larger cauldron that was sitting on the countertop, and I stuck the carrots in the cauldron, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. This would be so cute if the bunny was holding this. And I used to have these tiny little Dollar Tree buckets. They were witches' cauldrons, and I recently went through my Halloween stuff to see if there was anything else that I wanted to donate, and I ended up donating those buckets thinking that I would never use them because I've had them for a couple of Halloween seasons and still have not used them, and here we are a month later, me wishing that I had not, because it would have been a lot more lightweight and I could have stuck it in the bunny's actual arms. So that sucks, but luckily I found this cauldron and I was able to do it at all. It just would have been a lot easier had I still had those mini buckets. Anyways, when I was replacing the ribbon on the rabbit, I did think that there was a small chance that the ribbon was hot glued to the neck, and right I was. So I had to peel that back very slowly, but some of the quote-unquote fur came up. It wasn't too big of a problem, but yeah. Anyways, I added some E6000 to the cauldron and then stuck it to the bunny's belly just so I could get an idea of where to put some hot glue, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I used hot glue just to secure it into place while the E6000 glue was drying, and I added a bunch of hot glue, as you can see. Now, I did add a witch's hat that I made out of felt, and I did not record me making the witch's hat, and I'm so glad that I did not, because this witch's hat is a hot mess. The rim on the back side of the hat is so uneven with like the pointy part of the hat. Again, I don't know if that makes sense. But it's definitely a hot mess on the back side. So yeah, I just made this with felt. I didn't use a pattern, and that's probably why it turned out so wonky. But I hot glued it to the bunny's head, and I did end up hot gluing the back flap of it to the bunny's ears. And then I did have to take these carrots out again to wrap the wire around the cauldron, but I was antsy to see what it would look like. So I stuffed a few of the Hobby Lobby carrots into the cauldron, and at this point I was so excited with how this was turning out. Once I was finished adhering the cauldron to the bunny, I did attach the bunny to the wreath, and I don't know what happened to my footage of this, but to adhere him to the wreath, I again took a piece of floral wire, stuck it through the cauldron, wrapped it around the wreath, and then I also used a crap ton of hot glue and E6000 glue to attach him to the wreath. And then here I am again using a crap ton of hot glue to attach some sheet moss, and then I also have some Spanish moss as well that I attached to the wreath. And you know what's so funny? When I was at the store, I needed some hot glue, and I was like, I just need a small bag. You know, I was like, oh, 50 will be plenty. You know how many of those 50 that I have left after doing this project? I think there's probably like 5. So this thing is covered in hot glue. I also forgot to mention that after I attached the bunny to the wreath, I did let it dry overnight because I did use E6000 glue, and I really wanted the bunny to adhere to the wreath so there would be less of a chance of him to come tumbling down. Anyways, here we are with the wreath. It is completely covered in moss, and I'm just taking my scissors and giving it a little haircut, which is ironic because those are haircutting scissors. I broke my scissors a really long time ago and never replaced them, so those are the only scissors that I have in the house right now. Anyways, then I wanted to add this rubber snake. I got this from Walmart this past Halloween season, and I'm really hoping that they have these again next year. I bought a buttload of them last season, but I really want some more. They've come in handy for just decorating and then crafts and all of that. So yeah, what I'm doing here is that I'm taking some floral wire, I'm wrapping it around a branch in the wreath, and then I'm wrapping it around the snake, and then I'm pushing the little cords that I wrapped together underneath the moss so you can't see it as well. I mean, you can still kind of see the wire if you're up close, but when you're far away, you can't really tell. Anyways, here is the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Bye!